To begin our bowl weaving, we are going to trace this pattern in pencil on our tag board. So I know you all know how to trace. So after you've traced the whole pattern and you take it off your paper, you're going to cut. The easiest way to cut this tricky shape is to first just cut a circle out. Once the circle's cut out, then it's a really easy snip to cut out all of those triangles. Once the triangles are all cut out, you're going to have a shape that looks like this. Your next step is to fold those tabs, just a little bend. You're going to fold them in so they pop up. At some point while you are doing the cutting and tracing and folding, you'll be called to the yarn station to get some yarn. You're going to start with 2 pieces of yarn. Your job is to create a 2 or 3 color pattern. So I gathered purple and orange to start. So I have my 2 pieces of yarn. You can also use yarn that's hanging on the hook by the smartboard. I am just starting with 1 piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to floss, like I'm flossing my teeth, this piece of yarn around one of the teeth. So I'm just going to call these the teeth of my loom. I'm going to crisscross them and tie them, the strings, like my shoelaces. 1 knot, and I'm going to do that again so I double knot it. It's just like tying shoes. I am not worried about this tail right now. I'm going to take the long end of my yarn and I am going to floss in and out of each of the teeth. So I'm going in and out, or I could say over this tooth and under the next, over the next tooth, behind. I'm just doing that same pattern and I'm kind of pulling a little bit tight, and if I pull a little bit tight I can start to see some of the teeth popping up, which is exactly what we want. It'll help our bowl become 3D. So I'm on top, under. When I start this next row, it should be opposite, where now I can see this row on the top here, and now on this one, slide that out, it's going to be on the back side. Same pattern, on top, under, on top, under, on top, under, all the way around. I'm just continuing this pattern in a circle, under, over, or on top, behind, all the way around. Every once in a while I give it a little pull. If this is really loose, your bowl's not going to pop up. When you are finished with your first piece of yarn, you're going to just tuck it. I want to show you this next step. I'm almost done with this first piece of yarn. We're going to tuck them and start our next row. It's going to end right here. Right there. That's where I want to start my next color. So today you have to have at least 2 colors. You could have 3 colors. So I'm on my second piece of yarn. I'm taking this white one. I'm going to knot it again. Crisscross, around and pull. Crisscross, around, and I'm pulling gentle. If I pull too tight, I bet I could rip this paper. All right, now I got to remember. Purple was on top and then it was under. So the white's now going to start on top and under. And I'm just going to continue that pattern around and around. You're going to have most of art today to weave. We need to see at least 4 pieces of yarn woven. So I'm on my second one, but the only way I'm going to see my pattern is if I weave at least 2 more. So then my pattern is going to be purple, white, purple, white. When you are done with 4 colors, your next job is to create a pattern on the tabs of your work. So what I mean by that is you are going to color your pattern on the tabs, and if you want to design a pattern at the bottom, you can, but everything is using those same colors that I already wove with, right? So everything on this one is green and yellow. Everything on this one is going to be purple and white. When you get to that coloring part, make sure you have a messy mat so that when you're coloring on the sides of the tabs, you're not going to get color on the table. I would just worry about the inside of the bowl. If you're somebody who works fast and you want to flip it over and do the outside, you can. You can see that I made an oopsie and I used one of my patterns for this example. Your finished project will start to pop up kind of like a bowl that is 3D and has a form.